saxophone embouchure. I want you to take the already assembled neck, mouthpiece, ligature, and reed, and I want you to hold it like so. I'm not grabbing the octave key mechanism that I'm pointing at with my pinky here. Rather, I'm grabbing this part, and I'm putting my thumb on the bottom here of the reed. Because the saxophone is not fully assembled yet, we need to have a good grip on this to learn how to do saxophone embouchure and how to fit the mouth around this and have the proper angle and so forth set appropriately. All right. So the angle of entry in the saxophonist's mouth needs to be roughly 90 degrees. It's pretty close. Okay. So there's a few steps to ensuring that you have a really good saxophone embouchure. The first step is to firmly rest the top teeth on top of the mouthpiece. Okay, so firmly rest the top teeth on top of the mouthpiece, like so. Okay, now I say the term firmly because that is a support beam for our embouchure. That is a point of latching on and support. Okay, in order to do this with our hand on the mouthpiece and neck, what we have to do is to push up a little bit and to push down with our head. Okay, so I want you to try that here. You can do this with me and feel as if you're pressing up with your thumb like this and pressing down with your head. So that gets the firmly resting the top teeth on the mouthpiece. Okay, now the next step is to let your jaw hang freely like this. So first step here, second step like that. Okay, the reason for this is we want to feel the freedom down here and then bring our bottom lip up so that it's barely touching or gently touching the reed. So that's the third step. Here, 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 just so that it's gently touching the reed. All right, that's step 3. Step 4 is to bring the corners of your mouth in like a rubber band by saying the syllable ooh. All right, practice that with me. Ooh. So go through the first 4 steps again. Firmly rest here. Let the jaw hang freely here. Bring up the bottom jaw so it's gently touching the reed. Like here. Say ooh. Okay. And then the final step I want you to think about is to flatten your chin out and think of pointing it down into a letter V. Okay. Like that. All right. If you have a bunched chin like this is not going to allow you to have a good saxophone embouchure. All right, so go through all those 5 steps again. Firmly rest the top teeth here. Bottom jaw. Bring it up. Ooh. Chin. Okay, and then you introduce proper breathing into this, and you have a saxophone sound. That is a concert A flat, or if you're playing the alto saxophone, that's a written F at the top of the treble clef staff, the top line. Now, another important piece to think about of saxophone embouchure is where to put your top teeth and where to put your bottom lip with regard to the mouthpiece. Okay, so we have what's called a paper test, and I'm going to take a little piece of paper and slide it in between the mouthpiece and the reed, like so. Now the point at which the reed meets the mouthpiece, okay, that is the point at which we're going to put our top teeth and our bottom lip, okay? And for most saxophones, that is about 1/2 inch-ish there. Now, mouthpieces have different sorts of tip openings. Some are bigger and some are smaller. So this is going to change depending on what type of mouthpiece you have. So I encourage you to do the paper test. And if you have a wooden reed, you can take a pencil and mark it here. That will help you figure out where to put your bottom lip and your top teeth. Now, the reason for that is that the whole purpose of the reed is to put it in vibration. And if we clamp it off here, all right, we are dampening the vibrations of the reed, which is completely what we don't want to do, right? And if you have too much inside the mouth, then it's going to be too wild and not very controlled, okay? So again, the 5 steps of good embouchure: firmly rest the top teeth on top of the mouthpiece here. Let the jaw hang freely down below. Bring up the bottom lip so it gently touches the reed. Say ooh. Point the chin to the floor. Okay, nice good breath. Take it in. Now, from just this much of the assembly of the saxophone, you can learn and how to teach both embouchure, articulation, vibrato, long tones, all sorts of good things regarding tone production. So I encourage you in your own practice when you're learning to play the saxophone, but also if you're working on teaching young students, spend a good deal of time on just this piece. All right, it's easier to manhandle than the entire instrument in hand at the beginning. And then secondly, they don't have anything else distracting them, keys and whatnot, so they can establish good fundamentals of embouchure, articulation, good air support, and tone quality. All right, we're going to do some series of exercises and some more videos on articulation and vibrato with just this piece. I look forward to seeing and working with you then.